really cool one that just happened. It's the latest game on my history right now.
Okay, I'll check it
Um,
out.
I was doing pretty well in terms of farm. And I feel like I dropped the ball in a couple of fights there, and just wanted to see what you thought.
Okay, so it's the game with Slardar and Lena on your team.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, so you went to Defusal. Did you get any items before your Radiance and after your phase boots, like a urn or a drum or anything like that?
Yeah, I had to sell them, I think, to get I had a PMS
Okay.
and Aquinas,
Aquila, yeah. No, okay, that's
Aquila.
totally fine. Um,
Um,
is that it?
yeah, and I sold those because I needed the recipe for like a haunt.
Okay, that's fine. I just wanted to be sure because I see like phase boots and then you have an empty slot, so there's something weird going on there. Um,
Yeah, I built the diffusal last.
okay.
That was my last because I felt like I needed some mana burn for the Invoker who was dominating and Venomancer and
Okay.
Phoenix.
So that's one of your first issues, I think.
Mm-hmm.
It's not bad at all. Like it meant that a fusel is amazing on Spectre, right? Like it's a ton of damage. Um, but if your purchase like justification was for mana burn, then
Mm-hmm.
it's incorrect. Like basically, Invoker is one of those heroes that I think he has 4 int gain. So he has so much fucking mana that you have to sit and hit him for like 20 seconds straight with all your illusions to actually burn all of his mana and like put a
Yeah.
dent in it. So it's
No,
it's kind of
I don't think.
kind of
Yeah, I
silly.
don't think it was the only like the mana burn wasn't the only justification. I also like the slow and yeah. I mean, I felt like the whole game and like Invoker was so slippery. I had a couple of fights and he even got Lincoln, so I couldn't even
Hmm.
land any of my slows, the diffusal slows on him.
Right.
Like it was so annoying. Like I couldn't pin him down to kill him.
Yeah. So if that's the
Uh,
case, then get going for a Scotty would have made more sense, in my opinion.
hmm
That way you can just like all you need to do is haunt on top of him, hit him once, then he's slowed forever, right?
Right.
So that would be the ideal chasing item in this case.
I've never tried that. Yeah, I'll have to do that one of these days.
Yeah, it's a good item after you get your Menta.
hmm
Okay. Sure. Screen. I'm assuming you want to watch this one, right?
Um, I don't know. Maybe not.
Okay,
It's.
that's fine.
Did you already download it? That's fine. Let's watch it then.
Oh
Maybe
no, no,
you'll
no.
tell me.
This is hey, this is your hour, man. If you don't want to watch it, then like we don't have to.
Yeah, man. Do you ever do like actual play like coaching games anymore?
I do, but only for really high MMR people. Like basically,
Okay,
it's just I
it's
don't know if
better.
you've ever played with somebody like
No.
watching you and like analyzing you. It's nerve wracking, man. Like it is. It's horrible.
Okay.
You're gonna play much worse, and it's not gonna be. It'll be an okay learning experience, but I think watching
Uh-huh.
replays is like 100 times better.
Okay. Yeah. Let's watch this one then.
Okay, cool.
I think maybe maybe there's some other stuff that I didn't tell you that you'll pick up on. I'm sure.
Yeah,
So
no, of course, that is my job.
cool loading screen. I haven't seen that one before.
Thank you. All right.
Spectre, Lena,
So you guys got Axe, you got Slardar, you got Lion, you got the meta heroes. They have Invoker, Void, Phoenix. Good stuff. Okay. So let's look at starting items. Okay. Items look fine. The slippers is fine as well. One thing you could do that's like it's very nitpicky, but you could save your item or you
the
save your
battle
gold,
begins.
um,
hmm
and pick up something else at the side shop if you need it. I think that's like a slightly better option, just because like the slippers are always going to be here, right? Like you can always buy them here, so
Yeah.
you don't have to buy them at in base. So for
hmm
instance, you could go for a Quelling Blade if you know that you're not going to get harassed, because then the PMS is okay, but a Quelling Blade might guarantee that you get more CS or whatever, and you're probably going to
hmm
buy one anyway.
No
So
need to
that's
burn.
just an option. Um, that being said, this is completely fine. I've no real big issues with that. I do have an issue with this skill build though. Like you went for Desolate first, which is almost never good. It helps with last hitting a little bit, like 1 CS per wave, but really
hmm
you almost always go with Spectral Dagger first. Like, and in fact, actually, I'm just gonna say you always go with Spectral Dagger first.
hmm
There are very few instances where you would go Desolate or Dispersion. Um, I would argue that there are no instances where you would go Desolate first, but I could be wrong on that. So I'll say almost
Well,
none.
the reason I'm doing that is because I've been doing a lot of reading on Spectre,
Mm-hmm.
and I've actually found that in practice it also has been helping me at this bracket at least.
Mm-hmm.
Is having maxing Desolate as much as possible for the first few haunts.
Okay.
Because it makes me so. Because I usually in these pubs I usually don't get enough farm to really do much. Unless I get really really lucky with the team.
Okay.
To do much during the early team fights, and so I found that this early Desolate really helps me sort of kill people, when they're alone.
Okay.
'Cause
And
it is a lot of damage if you max it, like 65 bonus damage.
yeah, that's valid.
Pretty sick.
I'm gonna kind of like give you a better alternative here though. So what happens if you just go Dagger at level 1, and then you just go Desolate at level 2, and continue to max it?
Sure, yeah. So at
Same
least
thing,
having
right?
1 point of dagger for escape and all that, yeah, it makes
Yeah,
sense.
it's a much more versatile skill, and this is not going to give you any value.
Yeah.
Like this, we'll watch the rest of this laning phase, obviously, but it's not useful at all.
Yeah. No, I hear you.
It just doesn't do anything in this lane. Whereas Dagger, it could help you, so you might as well have it, right? Okay. So there's that, and also you mentioned that in these pubs you don't get a lot of farm, which I believe. I mean that's fine. Like it can be tough to farm in games. You also don't nobody plays a perfect game of Dota, so that's fine. So
What do you mean? I do it every time.
yeah, of course. Sorry. Okay. Yeah. So, and then when I hear you say that, and then when I see you do this kind of thing, right here, this tells me
Yeah.
this is a big issue, right? Because okay, so what happens here? You go to buy your PMS, right?
Yeah.
You trade 2 auto attacks. You get hit by the range creep, for whatever reason you tanked it or whatever. Invoker attacks you again. Then he gets another free. Oh, he should get another free one, but he just AFKs or something. But yeah, so this is a big part of getting more farm out of lane, and this will help you in a lot of cases. Is you can't take free damage like this. You have to understand that this guy he has 0 repercussions for hitting you right here. The worst thing that could possibly happen to him right here, because he's out of creep range, is you could go and attack him. And that's really good for him, right? Because then if you attack him, yeah, you're going to tank all these creeps, and he can just kill you 1v1 if you do that. So his worst case scenario is really fucking good. So you need to be really careful with this. And you end up trading 2 tangos away just for buying your PMS, which is fine. But basically what I'm trying to say is you just need to be more mindful of your HP. Basically since this guy's a range hero, you have to acknowledge that hey, in order for me to go to the side shop without getting hit, I need to go around here through this path here, or I need to wait until the wave is pushed to his tower or something like that. You can't just go and buy it right away.
Yeah, and I feel this instinctively, and yet for whatever reason I did it anyway. I don't know why. It's like I'm paranoid about not buying stuff as soon as I can, I guess. Maybe that's my problem. I need to stop worrying about spending my gold as soon as I get it.
Yeah, definitely don't do that. I mean, obviously, if you can spend it without any repercussions, then yeah, get it. That's great. But don't feel I don't know, somebody's going to take it from you or whatever. I guess you could die and you could lose it, but that's that's on you ultimately. It's not
unreliable gold. Yeah.
Yeah, that's just an extreme lack of confidence if that's the case. Which you shouldn't have. I'm not saying you should be oh, I'm the best, I'm going to own everybody, I don't need to do anything. But just you can hit some creeps without dying in most cases. That's within your skill level for sure. Okay. So let's look at the rest of this. Okay. So you pull the creeps back, which is totally fine. Now you can get the CS for free pretty much. Should pull this one as well. Okay, that's fine. Definitely you want to keep doing the aggro trick if possible. You can pull them back. Here you went for dispersion, which actually isn't horrible in this case because the damage reduction will help against Invoker's Harass, but I would argue that if you had Dagger and Dispersion, that would be the optimal skill build, because you're solo down here, so having the damage reduction at level 1 would be nice, or even level 2 is okay, but yeah. Okay. Yeah, this is something you want to try to break the habit of doing, is going for the CS when you're within 2 hero zones. So let's slow this down a little bit. Alright, so this creep is dying. It's fine. Now, you're going for this juicy range creep, which is really important, right? It's an important part of the laning phase now that it's higher value. Okay, so even if you got this CS, what's going to happen? The same thing, right? Like, they're just going to hit you. These guys didn't even go as hard as they could have. They could have killed you here. Like, you would have just fallen over and died. So let's watch and try to, like, demonstrate what happens. Okay, so this guy sees you walking up. He summons a Forge Spirit. He could Sunstrike here, but he doesn't have to. And then he can invoke Cold Snap and just Cold Snap you, and you die. You get hit by these 2 creeps. You get hit by Spirit Breaker charges, and you die. You should have died there, 100%. And that's because you went for a creep that was just, like, it was too ambitious. In order for you to go for this, you have to walk within an Invoker's zone. And when you're, like... And when I say zone, I mean, like, within his attack range. I hope that's clear. So it's kind of like this. So you need to be mindful of this when you're going for CS. It's really important, actually. So you get out of this, you know, with not getting the CS, but you end up losing a lot of HP. And it could have been much worse if they were better and, you know, like, recognize that you were being vulnerable, or you were vulnerable, rather. So you need to be really careful of this. There are certain CS that you can go for, like this one, for example, is totally safe. Well, it would have been safe if you had not been, if you had not taken so much damage earlier, but yeah. You just gotta take the CS that are safe to get, and, like, be mindful of which ones are, like, too dangerous, and, like, where enemy heroes are positioned and stuff. Okay. See, like, this positioning is wrong. Okay. So, if I am this Invoker player, I recognize that there are no threats on the enemy team right now. Like, at least for this lane. Like, the scariest thing that could happen is, like, Axe could come gank or whatever, and that's not going to be very effective in most cases until he gets Blink, which is, like, you know, 8-9 minutes away. So you don't have to worry about that. So my goal this game is to get CS, and it's to attack the Spectre in my lane, so I can deny her CS, and, you know, just be annoying, maybe get a kill. So you need to recognize that this guy's going to do that at every opportunity, or he should be doing it. He's not doing it here for, you know, God knows what reason, but, yeah. So you just need to be careful with your positioning. Like, when you're not going for a CS, you need to be out of this guy's attack range at all points. That's basically, like, the long story short. Okay. Okay.
I think I die here. No.
Unless you get Sunstrike, you're fine. I mean,
I'll
I
die
think,
later.
yeah, this is probably fine. Yeah, I have no issues with that. It's whatever. If anything, your positioning at the start was a bit too far forward, but it's okay. Basically, your only job in this lane is to get the CS that you can and get a lot of experience, and you can do that in this. Like, you'll be fine. You just need to keep your regen. Okay. Definitely.
Now, would you
a good time to use
recommend
Spectre.
buying any more regen or no in this case?
I would say Ring of Health would have suited you pretty well, I think. That would be okay.
Ring of Health is the $300 one or 300
Nope,
gold?
that's the big one. It's 850. Yeah, 850, 800. I don't know the exact number.
So would I go
yeah.
Vanguard then, or what would I do with it?
I would say yes, you would. It depends. Like, this game, it's kind of iffy to say going for Vanguard, but honestly, just getting a casual one is okay. So you could go something like Ring of Health, Aquila, or Earn into Phase Boots, something like that.
And then you just sell it eventually, or what do you do with it?
Yeah, you can sell it, or you can build it into a Refresher. Either one is totally fine. But you
Oh
basically,
yeah,
like,
Refresher. I never done that on Spectre.
oh, it's really good. It's a really amazing item on her. After you get, like, you know, a lot of items before that, of course.
Yeah.
But yeah.
People have it on the courier sometimes too, right? The Refresher.
Yep.
So you can. I think I read that. Yeah.
Yeah. If it gets to that point where, like, it's going to be your 7th item, you should probably sell it. It's definitely kind of not too useful to talk about that stuff, but yeah, I mean, that's something you can do for sure. Yeah, basically, long story short, is it's okay to pick up a casual Ring of Health in lane. That's totally fine.
Okay. Good to know.
Yep.
It's even on my build list. The early game.
So like the issue here is you ended up getting so low that well, I guess you're 6, so you can go back really soon here. But you are so low that if you get charged, you're probably gonna die. So you need to be careful.
Right.
Yeah, you can even get dive right here, which would be a big issue for you. Okay. You're just dead when you get charged. Not much you can do about it.
Yeah.
Invoker's gonna die. No, okay, he switched. Good. Okay, yeah. So the big issue here was like the just in general laning mechanics and like trying to stay out of Invoker's harass range, going for the correct CS, stuff like that, and also recognizing when you're in danger, if you get charged or whatever. But yeah.
Yeah.
The big
So
things
what-
were like taking
like,
free damage.
I knew, like at some point, I knew that I was probably being charged, but like I didn't really know what to do about it. Like that's why I was standing by the tower and just sort of. Like I didn't have a TP. I didn't really have much.
Well, that's not something that you can do too much about. Like, it's really just like you could position back here, and that's slightly better because they have to run farther out. But really, the best thing you can do to like counteract that is to take preventative action and just not be in vision range of the charge. To begin
And not
with.
be so low. Be
Yeah.
healthy.
Yeah, that's like the best way to do it. It's like a a vaccination of sorts. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
So you end up TPing bottom. Oh, what's going on here? Okay, so your team dives top. Pretty easy. Phoenix is 60, you can't go on her. Actually, it's debatable. You guys might have been able to kill Phoenix, but I think that this TP bottom is fine. Oh wait, you did use Haunts. Okay.
Yeah, I used Haunt because I was thinking about going in, but then I changed my mind. I realized it was just gonna be me dying there for no reason.
Okay. When
Yeah, I
was
wanted
this?
to kill what's his face, Venomancer, I
Dire's
think.
middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, I was thinking about haunting onto the Venomancer.
Okay, that's fine. If you're gonna haunt though, you need to like not think about it. You just need to like do it and go.
Yeah.
You got to think about it beforehand, right? Because this is your only way to contribute to the game as Spectre for like 20 minutes.
Dire's top tower
So
is
if
under
you mess these up, it's kind of like it's giving other people control of the game when you like, or it's like, okay, so you have very limited control of the game, pre 15, 20 minutes or whatever. The best thing you can do is get CS last hit, but really that's not affecting the outcome of the game too much. It certainly helps and it swings in your favor. But yeah, I think you understand what I mean. So basically, like when you're misusing your haunts, you're giving what little control you have over the game for the first, in this case, 7 minutes. You're just kind of throwing it away, so you're no longer affecting this game positively. Not necessarily negatively. This is like it's bad, but it's not necessarily negative. But yeah, so this is an opportunity that you missed just because you didn't like think before you hunted, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, and yeah.
Okay.
I guess the problem that I have is like I know I should be in there, but I just felt like the circumstances changed since I haunted because Void used his Q and. Yeah.
Well, no, the circumstances didn't change. Your scope of your perspective on the situation was like flawed. So rather than saying Void changed his circumstances by using his Q, it's I didn't predict the circumstance, or I didn't correctly see what was going on. I didn't see that Void didn't use his Q yet, or Void's cooldown on Q is fairly short, so I need to keep that in mind.
Right.
Veno is about to die to my 2 teammates. I don't really need to do this. We can't kill Void anyway, even if we were to go in and chain our stuns. These are things that you weren't seeing beforehand. So the circumstances didn't change. Nothing changed. It was just like you weren't able to take in the full picture.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
So here's one of those points where you got your phase boots. You pretty much just want to go and fight. Because you're going to get stomped by this Invoker constantly. So you just need to leave this lane pretty much. Yeah. Okay. Or alternatively, you could have Lion come down and kill him, yeah. This works. And he will die to this, 100%. Unless you don't have the detection. Oh, okay, he got counter ganks. Cool. Okay, so yeah, if he was solo, he would have died guaranteed, just to you two. So that's fine. Okay, I mean, that worked out. Lena came down.
Radiant's top tower is under
Okay,
attack.
what are you doing here?
TPing back top, I think,
Radiant's top tower is under
Okay.
attack. Bottom tower is under attack.
to get the farm top because nobody's
Radiant's
there.
middle tower is under attack.
Oh,
Okay, so this is sort of fine. The scary thing about this is if Void is here, and you get chronoed, and Phoenix is up here, you just die. You get Sunrayed, you get Fire Spirited, Phoenix Eggs, you're dead. And you're not a happy Spectre, because you just used 75 gold to, get an or 50 gold rather, sorry, to get an express ticket to, dying, which is not good. Yeah, so you need to be really careful about this. Like, this is a good rotation in a lot of cases where, like, okay, maybe the enemy carry is like a Luna or something. Someone who's going to have difficulty killing you. But in this case, they had a very easy, like, kill on you if Phoenix didn't rotate and if Void, chronoed you and everything. So just be careful of that. I think it's a good decision.
I
It's gonna work
saw
out,
that
yeah.
Phoenix was down there, and I
you
wasn't
sure?
afraid of Void. Yeah, I wasn't afraid of Void being by himself.
Okay. Okay, that's fine. Yeah. No,
Yeah.
you're right about that. So Phoenix is
Yeah,
down
so
here.
I
and she
saw
has no
him
TP.
there, so I was like, okay, it's empty top, and our tower's getting hammered, so I'm gonna go get that farm, and I'm not afraid of Void because I'm gonna be by the tower.
Okay.
I think that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, that's totally fine. You should check the TPs of and inventories and stuff just to see. But that's fine reasoning. No, honestly, that's okay.
Cool.
Radiant's top
Okay.
tower is under attack. Dire's
CTP
bottom
top,
tower
all
is under
good.
attack. Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Void TP's out, so you get a free lane pretty much. You gotta worry about the charge in 3 seconds when Spirit Breaker spawns.
Dire's middle tower
Okay,
is
that's
under
correct.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified. Radiant's bottom is under attack has fallen.
So, I don't know why my shit keeps getting all taps. But, okay. So, when you do this movement here, you need to realize that you're asking to be charged. Like, and this could be a good thing, right? You can waste this guy's time if you're clever about it. But when you show in lane like this, after you were hidden, and you showed yourself earlier, you're basically saying, like, hey, charge me. Like, I'm a solo Spectre, I don't have anything to do here. So, and that's fine, right? Like, and it ends up working out. But you only because you backed off, right? Like, if you hadn't backed off here, you die. So this is a good decision. And this guy ends up wasting a lot of time. You end up haunting down to this fight anyway, so it doesn't matter. But it's just something you need to keep in mind when you're playing against Spirit Breaker.
Yeah.
Okay. Haunt seems fine to me. You get a kill. Probably weren't going to get any farm up here anyway at this point, so yeah.
Yeah, I saw Invoker and realized that I better get out.
Yep.
I don't remember if I was aware of being charged. Probably not.
Okay, that's fine.
Just lucky.
Okay.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
So I don't like this movement here. 1 second. Okay. All right. So yeah, this movement towards mid, I'm not a fan of. I think rather than doing this, you should have run bottom instead. Basically, like you guys ran from a fight here to mid, which is fine if one of you guys does it. But now you have 3 people farming the same lane, and you have absolutely no hope of getting this tower. So you have no business here, right? Like, if you're going to be farming, why not do it solo? If you're going to be safe anyway. It just doesn't make sense to have everyone farming here. So it's like slightly inefficient for you to be here.
Yep.
Okay. And you shouldn't be able to hit this tower and take it. If you get this, it's because the enemy team like really messes up. Rather than it being like a good conceptual play or whatever. Okay. Okay. I don't know why I keep getting all taps. Alright, whatever. Okay. So, let's look at your movements here for the last like 20 seconds. So you run back, you get your items off the courier, which is fine. Then you run to the jungle. Okay. Then you start running back mid. Okay, then you run back to the jungle, you wait here, then you start doing a camp. So it took you like 20 seconds to do this. Which I'm not trying to like make fun of you or anything. I hope that's clear. Basically, what I'm trying to say here is like you have no haunt, so you pretty much have no business fighting anyway. It's good that you're looking, 100%. That's really good, and you can show up to dagger if there's an opportunity or whatever. But you don't need to be there. So just right away, go quick on a creep camp and start attacking it if you're gonna farm the jungle anyway. Yeah, it's a big inefficiency right there.
Dire's bottom tower
Okay. Spearbreaker feeds. That's good. You need to run though. Yep. Okay. Yeah, that's fine.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Now you have Hunt up. Okay. Camera movements were a little bit late there. You should have gone in a little bit sooner, but it's okay. Okay. What happened here? So I think the Haunt was a bit late. You shouldn't have waited till you get full HP. Because you want to be here for this Invoker kill, right? Like, you want to Haunt in, get in there right away, get the earn charges, get the gold, XP, all that. So definitely should have gone in. Okay. So your illusion kills the Veno, which is fine. Okay. My only other criticism for this is that you could have daggered onto the Veno from here, and that in turn would have also hit the whatever hero was right here. I actually forget for whatever reason, but not important really. Yeah, so just like try to dagger across in that case since they were lined up. But other than that, I mean, it was fine. Good hunt. Okay, run up to chase the Spearbreaker. Also probably fine, yeah. That was good. Turn your teammates up. Good stuff. Okay. Okay, again, your pathing here was like slightly inefficient, and it's because you didn't really have a plan. It should have been something like this, running through here, rather than going all the way around.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Just farming.
What I do all day long.
That's good.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Farming up that radiance.
Yep. That is the life. Okay, so you see a fight mid. What do you do? Okay, I don't like this. This is not good. So like farming here is fine. That this is a good play, but you need to be looking. Like you shouldn't have to look like at this for too long to CS. Like it should just be like, okay, this creep is getting low. I can attack it, then move to the next one. Don't feel like you need to focus too much on this. Like get the last hits, of course, but this is more important. Like this is more important information. You need to like be able to recognize if you can go in or not in this situation. And in this case, if you go, you get 2 kills, you get 4 earn charges. You're gonna be rich. Yeah. So you end up going in after the 2 kills happen. You'll still be involved for these kills here if they end up being kills. Okay. Okay, yeah. So this is like a bunch of stuff actually. So first things first is you should have gone earlier to be involved with these kills. Second, your target selection was poor. Talk about that in a sec. So you haunt in soon here. Okay, you haunt in. You immediately need to identify which target is the most vulnerable. I would say it's Invoker personally. He has no Ghost Walk. If you were looking, you could have, gathered that. And he's also just like, Invoker is harder or easier to kill than Spearbreaker, assuming just HP is involved. Spearbreaker is much tankier than Invoker, in most cases anyway. So going for Invoker would be better. So that's, probably the biggest mistake out of all of this, other than not looking. So you should have gone on Invoker here rather than Spearbreaker. Okay. It's fine. Then that actually ends up costing your teammates because he gets soundtracked and dies. I think Axe actually kills him with Blade Mail, which is kind of funny, but also kind of gimmicky. But yeah. Okay. Oh, you end up dying as well.
Oh wait, he kills Invoker because he did Sunstrike on him.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's pretty funny.
Yeah. Not the most reliable kill by any means, but yeah, that's what happened. Okay.
Gold for me.
And that's why Phoenix was laughing, I think.
Mm-hmm. Also, one thing. If you're running back to base, you might as well dagger. It looks like you didn't have mana, actually, so that's fine. Okay. Pretty close to Relic here. You see Spearbreaker mid, so you can show bottom. Okay, here's where you need to be careful. Spearbreaker could show pretty much at any time, so... okay, see your teammates are fighting up there, or they're getting ready to fight anyway. Yeah, then you see Spearbreaker, so you know you're in the clear. You can just start watching the fight pretty much. No worries.
Dire's
Okay.
middle tower is under attack.
I don't like this. This is bad. Basically, yes, you're getting your relic here, but you need to break this habit of trying to spend your gold as soon as you get it. It's good, but what you can do instead of this is send the courier to the secret shop and do the same thing. Except you still have this this amazingly wonderful land down here that's really safe for farming. You have all this that's totally free, right? So you might as well take advantage of it. Whereas like now you just TP to the place that all four of your other teammates were. So now you're all like in the same farming area, so to speak. You're trying to farm the same things. Or if you're not, you're trying to run away to go back here anyway. So in this case, like it's better to send the courier and get your relic that way.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Structures are fortified. Dire's top tower has fallen.
Okay. You should clean up this camp first. Like, just use dagger to farm this if anything. Basically, like by you not killing this, you're getting DCS instead. But now a bigger camp is not going to spawn here, so it's like you're losing gold no matter what. So just kill it. It just makes more sense. Okay, you end up going back bottom right here. Well, your radiance is still like not horrible time.
This is when I sold.
Okay. Yeah, this is something you don't want to do. Like this is really forced, right? Like you don't need to hunt immediately here. If this this guy is solo at this point, like yeah, this is actually game losing.
Yeah.
You're giving up a lot of gold for this, and it's not even going to do anything. It's different if like your team's behind the whole game. The enemy team is doing Roche. You're like 100 gold away from your Radiance or whatever, and you have Haunt up. You can like TP back to base, then sell your items, buy Radiance. That's different. But in this case, there was no pressure at all. Like even if you killed Invoker here with your Radiance, and you wouldn't have been able to otherwise, it wouldn't be worth it. So definitely, this is a huge mistake. You're giving up a lot of HP. A lot of farming power for this.
Yeah. This shows later, like in the next fight, I died, even though I would have lived if I had those items.
Yeah, so that's a really big deal.
Killed a bunch of people. Yeah. Yeah, I realized that right after this next fight, I was like, shit, I shouldn't have sold these items. I'm so squishy now.
Right.
So yeah, I would have had these 2 kills or whatever, probably, maybe.
Okay. You're pretty dead. You end up dodging twice because of Radiance. I'd say the biggest mistake here is you just sat under a tower and tried to kill the egg, when it's not going to happen, really. If he was level 6 and he only had level 1 egg, then yeah, you could do this for sure. But this is a level 11 egg, so it's too strong for you to kill solo without like a lot of attack speed items. So you should have just booked it after the Phoenix egg. Then you would have been fine. Okay. So I think at this point we've identified like the big issues with whatever happened here. It was like, again, it comes down to lane mechanics, just like getting more out of the lane while taking less damage, respecting invokers, auto attack zones, stuff like that. Also the rotational play was like a bit off when you TP top to get your relic.
Sold items.
Yeah, other efficiency stuff as well, like that's fine. But those were the big points. Yeah.
2 late haunts.
So basically, it's all like just cleanliness of the plays. Basically, is like, or maybe not. Maybe cleanliness isn't the right word. Like the crispness. Like you made a lot of the right decisions, but they were performed sloppily, so that they ended up being not. They're still right. The decisions are still correct, but they weren't executed properly, so they didn't go well. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
That happened in a lot of cases this game anyway. Okay, so I think we should jump to a different replay if that's the case.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna go use the bathroom really quick. Obviously, it doesn't kind of against your time or anything.
It's okay. Go take your time.
Get back. Alright, hi, sorry about that.
It's okay.
Okay. Did you find a game that you want to look at?
Yeah. How about the other Spectre loss that I had? Let's
Sure.
see.
So Spectre, Winter Wyvern, Wind Ranger, Techies, Pudge.
It was the one on 5/7/16 at 11:30 a.m.
Okay, yep, this one. Okay, so what do we got going on here? You got an Iron Talon, you have Face Boots. Again, you don't have HP items, like
I
Urn or
think I
whatever.
sold my drum in this game.
Okay.
Maybe.
That needs to stop.
It was out of charges.
Okay, yeah, the drum charges are nice, but you buy the drum for the stats.
Mm-hmm.
Like stop selling your items until you're physically out of slots.
Okay.
Like where okay, I have a heart in my stash, and this little poor man shield is sitting in my inventory. Okay, which one do I take? Yeah, so that's like you need to stop doing that. Like the HP items are there for a reason. They propel you into the mid game. They keep you alive. They keep you going. So you need to keep those.
What do you think about the new drum? Is it worth it, or should I? I was reading that it's better to buy the ring of AQ something.
Oh, the new drum. Actually, I can't even remember what they changed.
It has less agility, but it has more regen.
Okay, yeah. So it's probably better to go for Aquila in that case. That or I'd say go Aquila or Vanguard now.
Yeah. That's what everybody else is saying too. So either Aquila or Vanguard's more useful.
Right.
Sounds good.
Okay. Yeah, I would say that's the best choice. Other than that, you went Iron Talon. There are a lot of gankers on the enemy team, so that's fine. Okay.
Yeah, I bought it because I wasn't able to farm the lanes at all.
No, that's good. That's very good. Okay, they have a lot of pure damage on the enemy team. It's tricky. Okay.
Your screen's stuck. I can't see anything.
Oh, okay. I'll reset it. Okay, should be good. Yep. Yeah, again, starting items are fine. Okay. It's fine. Okay. So what happened here? What went wrong with the equilibrium? Okay. So you'll notice at the start that all of your creeps are focusing the enemy's one melee creep. This is something that just naturally happens sometimes. But basically what that means is if that melee creep dies that your creeps are focusing, then the lane is going to push to the enemy team's lane. Or the enemy team's tower, rather. Because one of their creeps died. Makes sense. So you need to be careful and conscious of this. What you can do to counteract this is just oh, you're okay. Yeah, that's also really bad. Ignore everything I just said because it's much less important than this. Okay, so this happened last game too. As you ran up and you tanked the range creep because you were blocking too long. This is, I don't want to say it's game losing because that's slightly too dramatic, but only slightly. This is the difference between the offlaner being level 1 at 5 minutes and getting completely zoned out if you solo, and having getting level 5 at 5 minutes or something like that. Because what this does is this range creep was hitting you and not your creeps. So now the wave is going to push to his tower. If he was solo, he would get a ton of XP out of this lane just from that one little mistake. So basically just stop blocking when you get to this point here. Just stop blocking pretty much. Or ideally you do it up until the very last second, but if you tank the range creep, you went way too far. Way too far. This can't happen. Okay, so now what's going to happen is you're going to get 2 range creeps on your side, and it's going to push really fast. And Sardar and Skyrath are going to get a ton of EXP. See, the 2 range creeps are there. Now it's going to push. Gonna go to the tower. Okay. Okay. A couple things happened here. I don't like going for the Clawing Blade here. I think you should either go for a magic stick or finish your poor man shields and then get the other one. You need to stay alive in this lane. Like, these guys have a ton of damage and a ton of harass, so you need magic stick and you need poor man shield. So the Quelling Blade is nice for CSing, but if these guys are playing well, they're just gonna like hit you and kill you, or maybe not kill you, but they'll harass you constantly and do a ton of damage to you. So you need ways to counteract that through stick or damage mitigation with poor man shield. Okay.
Another reason why I'm so paranoid to buy stuff early is because I'm not very good at last hitting without the Quelling Blade. So
Okay.
especially when it's under tower, I feel like I can never get the right amount of damage in.
I've nothing of value to offer there other than like practice last hitting. Like that's really the only answer, unfortunately.
I was just like speaking out loud. I just realized that.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Well, if that's the case, then that's easy. It's just like practice last hitting, and that will help you in other areas too. That's why I'm always so like so anal about like just last hitting and focusing on that.
Yeah, so it should be possible, right, to have good lanes without ever buying a Quelling Blade.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Like I think it's until you get to the point where you start pushing the wave to farm faster, you don't need a Quelling Blade at all. It's different, obviously, and like I buy it early as well, but I don't like if I need to buy a magic stick or a PMS, I absolutely buy those first. I don't like ever prioritize Quelling Blade over anything.
Okay, see, I haven't thought about it that way.
Yeah, it's like if there are items in lane that will help you lane much easier and they're very cheap, like magic stick, against a Skywrath mage who's spamming his spells, like that's gonna make your life so much easier. And even if you do miss some last hits because you don't get a Quelling Blade, and you kind of suck at that or whatever, the magic stick will help make up for that because you'll get more HP back. You'll be in a safer position to go for last hits, later on, if that makes sense. So definitely, like, Quelling Blade is on the bottom of the list for list of priorities, and it's okay to get if you don't like have anything else like above it that's necessary in that game. But yeah.
Good to know.
Okay. All right. So what happened here? You walked up and got bashed. Okay. If anything, I would say the big issue with this is you were positioned in a way that was like you're kind of waiting for this to happen. You're giving them the opportunity, whereas like you could do the exact same thing by just running backwards, and the creep would chase you. You'd be able to get the last hits a little bit more safely. Yeah, that's my only advice there. Okay. Also, you lose a kill here because of your skill build, so that's really bad actually. I'm curious to know like where you got this skill build in particular from. Where you go like 2 in Desolate, 1 in Dispersion, no points in Dagger.
Yeah, it's just stupid. I realize that now. Yeah, I don't think I got it from anywhere. I'm just like I got the Dispersion because I felt like I needed more, damage mitigation, but
okay. That's fine.
I'm not gonna do that anymore. I'm gonna get Q first, and then
then either one, whichever one you need for that lane.
Yeah.
Fine. Okay. Yep, that's fine. But yeah, you did end up missing a kill here, which would be really, really helpful for you. Okay. So you get ganked. Not too much to say about this really, other than like you might have been able to see him on the map. Yeah, you guys had a ward, so.
Yeah, I did see him. I just didn't notice it.
Okay, so yeah, that's just a map awareness thing. Not much to say about that really, other than look at the minimap. Best advice I've ever given.
That's what my teammate told me.
I mean, he's right, even if it's a little dickish.
Oh god.
Alright. Just going back. Definitely should buy a stick here if you haven't already.
Yeah, see, I'm so bad with stick on Spectre for some reason. I always realize I should have bought it after the fact. It's just like, because I'm in this like weird like, okay, I need a Facebook, I need a PMS, I need a Calling Blade, and I forget about like actually thinking about what the enemy heroes are like doing, and if it like Bristle or somebody to get a magic stick for them.
Yeah, that's why I encourage people to practice last hitting so much, is because like if you're used to last hitting and you know like how your hero works, like without items or whatever, and you know how it works with the standard core items, you don't have to think about it so much, and you can you have more time to think about other stuff. If that makes sense.
No, makes sense.
Okay. So let's talk about what happened here. I don't think anything went super wrong here. Sardar goes in, chases Wyvern. Okay. Gets really low from techies. I mean, that was fine. Okay. Okay. Yeah. I mean, my only criticism here is like, when you were hitting Skyrath, you weren't moving in between attacks, and you might have been able to get a kill here. Like, see, you just hit him, and then you hit him, then you hit him. Whereas instead, it should have been like, okay, you hit him once, then you move, then you hit him again, then you move a little bit forward to where he's gonna run, then you hit him again. That would have gotten you more DPS overall. He probably would have died.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'd say so. Like, moving in between attacks.
Mm-hmm. Why does that like get more? Does that like cancel the animation sooner or something?
Well, it's not even about that. It's like it does cancel the animation, and that's important. But the real big thing is like, okay, let's watch this slowly. All right, so you attack, then you can't attack again right now. Like you can issue an attack command, but your hero's gonna wait until you have the attack speed to like attack this guy. So really, it's like your attack is going on cooldown, so to speak. So. Instead of moving in between your cooldowns, you're basically just sitting here and waiting for them to come up. Whereas instead you should be like moving forward in between each attack. Does that make sense?
So I should have like went around him sort of between each attack?
Sort of. So like I'll do the exact pathing here. So you attack, then you move up slightly until your attack is up again, then you attack, then you move up again slightly. In this case you could just go around to the other side of him and that would be fine because that would give you one more extra attack. That's all you need.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a big deal. That's a miskill. Like a pretty free one too. Okay.
Fresh mate.
Goodbye phase, fine. I don't like your camera here. You should be looking at the creep wave and what's going on. Or if you're not looking at that, you should be looking around and just seeing, what's going on in other lanes. Like, you don't care about Spectre under tower right now. Like, looking here does not help you at all, right? It doesn't give you any information. Okay.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Only criticism here is you were a little bit late, but really it's fine. You dagger forward, you attack. Okay. That was where animation canceling would have come into play right here. So basically, like, I'll try to watch this in slow motion so you can actually see it. Okay. So you're gonna attack here. You attack, then this whole, like, after he takes the damage, you can cancel the rest of the animation by clicking forward or like doing anything else.
So kind of like clicking between me and him to move forward, so I stop standing there like an idiot.
Yeah, basically. Like, because you don't have anything else to do at that point. The attack has already been issued, and it's already connected with the guy. So that's like that you can cross that off the list of things that you need to do, so to speak. Like that's already done. Right. So you might as well do something else, right?
Yeah.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower is under attack. Fortified. Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Okay. Gareth comes back down. Fuck. Okay. I want to watch this out of morbid curiosity. Okay. Yeah, so that's fine. I don't think you did anything wrong here. Well, the only thing you did wrong was like you weren't aware of this happening.
Yeah.
Well, maybe you were, but you weren't looking at, you know, what was actually going on.
What was going on? I didn't get it.
He ulted somebody. That's it.
But why?
Good question. I don't know. There's no point. That's obvious to me at all. But I mean, he thought it was the right play. But I mean, the only thing you could have done here is just like take note of that, and you know, like just kind of let it pass by because you can't do anything really. Yeah, it'd be different if he got Slardar in the ult and it started attacking Skyrath. But yeah. Okay. So anyway, that was interesting. Not much you can do. Still looking around for haunts. That's good. Oh wait, you might have missed an opportunity here, but no, whatever, that's fine. He already died.
Illusion.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Okay, this guy should die.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
That was an extremely bad Wyvern ult. Okay,
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
so let's look at this. Why can I not? Okay, I can't click on stuff or move my camera. 1 second. Okay.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Not quite sure what to do about that. That's new. Okay, what time are we at? Okay. That's weird. Alright, anyway. Looks like it's working now, that's good. Okay. Oh, whatever, that was weird. But, okay, so the Wyvern ult was bad again. Like, you were doing damage jam with Haunt, and, you know, he kind of canceled that. It's kind of ambitious of a play anyway, to be honest, but that's okay. If anything, like... The only thing that could have gone wrong here was the opener might have been a little bit sloppy, like he might have been out of position. I'd say this right here, this movement backwards, is what ended up costing you your life. If you had been slightly closer, you could have been DPSing him a little bit more, but even that's a bit of a reach. I think it's true, and it would have, like, prevented your death, or, like, you know, maybe prolonged it. But
I feel like in that case, Slardar would have been hitting me more if I was closer, because he was free the whole time.
that's not necessarily true, right? Like, okay.
Oh yeah, who knows?
Okay. So if you're closer here, you're hitting him. Like, if you're closer to Skyrath, how is Slardar going to hit you more?
Yeah.
Like, he's actually going to hit you less, right? If anything, right? So, yeah. He also got lucky with the bash there, but it's whatever. Anyway, yeah, I think the initiation was a little bit slow, but it's whatever, it's fine. Okay. Not too big a deal. You guys get the kill. Not a good trade, but yeah. Also,
Radiant's middle tower.
I'm not sure if you guys had vision here. Actually curious. Okay. So Tinker starts running down. You did see him with Haunt, so you could have, like, you know, kind of inferred that he was coming. And ran from there, but it's pretty tough. Not too much to say about
If I ran the other way, I would have lived, right? If I ran instead of running up, but then Slardar may have
Maybe.
Radiant's middle tower is under
killed me. Who knows?
So Wyvern uses Gold Embrace. I think you might have lived. It's difficult to say, but I mean, if you get bashed, you die. But you're guaranteed to die if you go into the lasers. So,
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
yeah, I'd say a better option would be to go down, but not too big a deal, honestly. It's not worth talking about this anymore. I don't think it's like that big a deal. If anything, the initiation was a little bit slow, and that, you know, probably costed you. But yeah, that's fine. Okay, so you buy your Wraith Band, that's good. Okay. Axe misses his call with his first blink, that really sucks for him. That Slardar is really low. What's his HP?
Radiant's bottom.
Slardar could have died here. If you earned him, he might just die. Like he has 130 HP, Urn does 150 pure damage. He might heal from the Vampiric Aura, but that's it. That's his only way of living. I think it would be worth using a charge to, get the possibility of the kill. Assuming, like, this guy is gonna not do the right thing. It's a very low cost, I think, for a big payoff. I think that'd be worth it.
Radiant's bottom tower. Radiant's attacks are fortified.
Oh, no. Okay. You end up getting there anyway, but...
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Holy shit, okay.
Yeah.
Whew, okay, so... My first issue with this is you stop the hit of creep, which is okay, but, like, there's a fight to be had here. This acts as a duck. Like, this guy needs to die right away. He's gonna give you a lot of gold and XP if you kill him, so, why not try to take it? Much more than, getting that one creep. So just, like, go and try to dagger this guy right away. If anything, this is, like, more justification for the dagger max over Desolate max. Desolate is unreliable damage, whereas dagger, you only need to, click it on somebody, and it does damage to them. So that's another reason for that, but it's okay.
Radiant's bottom tower
Okay.
is under attack.
So you miss your pathing, which is fine. Okay, big issue is you just didn't go quickly enough. This is not going to turn into anything, really.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, okay, that was nice. That was a really nice curse, wow.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Okay, it still doesn't turn into anything, but... Okay, Wind Ranger gets a kill.
Wraith King died somehow.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Wind Ranger killed.
Yeah, it's a good power shot. Okay. That's fine. Some weird stuff happened, but
Tower is under attack.
so good. Okay, I think right about now is a good time to go into, like, review and, like, any other questions you might have, just in general.
Tower is under attack.
So, I guess, first, do you have any, like, final questions that you want to talk about or anything?
Yeah, I mean, how do I get better, man?
Well, I mean, like,
question.
uh,
My only burning question.
it's,
Get
how do you get better? How do you get better? Or how
How do
do...
I get better? How do I get better?
Well, you specifically should just last it, like I've been telling you. Like, that's really the best thing to do. Like, you need to learn how to walk before you can run, right?
Mm-hmm.
And last sitting is, like, the unfortunate thing in Dota is, like, it's everyone has to be able to do it. If you want to get better, if you're not good at last sitting and you want to get better, then the first thing you should practice is last sitting, because that is the very basics.
Mm-hmm.
So that's really the only answer I should even give you, honestly. Everything else is, like, it doesn't matter in comparison.
Okay. Good.
Okay. So if that's it, then to review, big things were, like, don't sell your items. You need them early. They're there for a reason. Don't be afraid to pull the trigger on a haunt either. Just, like, try to think before you do it. Like, think, okay, if I haunt on this Tinker right now, what's gonna happen? He's gonna blind me and fucking kill me. Like, that's the outcome of the situation. Or, like, okay, if I haunt on this Sardar and, my imaginary teammates are right here and they're about to stun him, we can probably kill him, so I should go on him instead. He has no way of getting away. So stuff like that, like, that's stuff you need to be, thinking about, really, when you're playing Spectre.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I think those were the big things, if I'm not mistaken. There's also the thing where you TP top to buy your relic when you should just use a courier. It's much more efficient. I think that's it, pretty much.
Building the Q instead of W.
Oh yeah, that's pretty important, but it's, like, kind of minor. I think going max QW is totally fine. Like, QW, or let's do this, QWE. Like, I don't know if you've seen this format before, but basically it's just, like, you max your ult over everything else, then you max your Q over everything else after that, then your W, so on.
Yeah, that's kind of more or less what I've been doing, except lately I've been doing W instead of Q.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think Q is better personally, but
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I think you're right. After having reviewed these matches and seeing, like, I could have had more kills, I think.
Mm-hmm.
One thing I do like about high W is, I can just, like, my illusions can kill things.
Yeah, no, for
if
sure.
If they're low, so.
Like, there is a certain thing to think about, like, when you're differentiating between the two. It's like if you can't do damage safely in fights, then you max Q. If you can with auto attacks, then you max W. But I don't think you should worry about that really.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
All right. Well, yeah. If you don't have any like other questions or things you want to talk about, then I think we should wrap things up here.
Yep. I
Okay.
think I'm ready to go and get lose some more games.
All right. That's the spirit. All right. Hopefully, you learned some or something from the game, so right?
Definitely.
Okay.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah, of course.
All right.
All right. Peace, dude. Good luck.
Thanks.